All right, time for the daily break and run. Now, I've been working on my moving my elbow to get it into a proper stroke, and I'm going to show you that here in a minute. So looking at this table, roll forward for the two, and then we need to get a leave on the five. Now, when you have two balls like the five and the six there on the right side, um, and the first ball is lower than the second ball, unless the second ball is frozen to the rail, it's usually easier to slow roll forward than to try to draw back, uh, because the draw is going to either take you in the wrong direction if you've got the line the wrong way, or it's going to uh, make contact with the six in this case, and you don't want to move it too much. So you just slow roll these forward when the lower ball is below when the first ball is below the second ball on the rail, you uh, you take that opportunity to just roll forward and get a nice leave. Okay, so I'm doing some adjustment here, and we'll go into this shot a little bit deeper in just a second. Okay, now on the seven, I'm it looks like it's going to go between the eight and the nine. I get a little bit of draw in the shot, which causes me to hit the eight. That's okay. And now my elbow's a little bit in from where I want it to be, but that even the very best have that happen occasionally. Okay, so I stretch for this. I really should get the bridge. I've got to stop doing this. Um, all right, so I want you to watch what happens on this six ball. So I start to get down on it, and then I adjust while I'm down. That's bad. Also, I don't know if you saw it, but let's let's start right here. Let's draw the line on the cue. Watch what happens as I start to warm up. See, now my cue's off. I've adjusted, and now my cue's off. So I stand all the way up, and that's exactly what you should do. I mean, I didn't get all the way up, but I reset myself, and now, if you look at this, now I'm stroking straight down the line. My body position's good. I wear it a little bit of an angle so you can't see it, but now my elbow's directly over the cue. I've got that good right angle on my or the my forearm is vertical, which is good. And then I stroke through it, and I stroke directly through the line. So while I'm racking these, I've seen a distinct improvement just by focusing on getting my elbow out there. I'm also trying to slow down a little. I tend to be very quick pace. Even when I was playing competitively, I was quicker than most. All right, we get a good break here. Now, the one ball, it can pass the five up into the top corner, which is where I'd prefer to shoot it, but the five has about half of the pocket. So I would actually have to play into the rail and short hop off of the rail into the pocket. If I was going that way, I could draw this a little bit and get my shot on the two, but it's just a little bit too close, and putting draw when you're going to hit the side rail is a bad idea. Um, when you're shooting into these corner pockets, the pockets will reject it. So I'm going to shoot this down with a lot of right hand English and just spin it off that end rail to get my leave. Okay, now I'm in line. I can shoot the two and just drift over for the three, or float over, as the commentators like to say. So Buddy Hall had a saying, and he said it quite often, and it was, get in line, stay in line. So now my big focus is make the ball and stay in line. Uh, I like to use the side rails for these. You're going to see me shoot basically the same exact shot on the 3 and the 4. Just different ends of the table, but it's the same exact shot for both of those. I hit it a little softer so I don't get to the side rail because I really don't want to be on the side rail. And I end up getting straight here, so I'm going to have to draw this. I use a punch draw for this, which is where you hit slightly low, a little bit lower than a stun shot, but you hit it hard. Causes the cue ball to come back slowly. I need the angle on the 7 to get up on the 8. The 7 to the 8 is the key to this rack. And I roll up, and I get pretty much perfect. All I've got to do is draw this back just a little bit, and I'll have a perfect leave on the 9. And brush the 9, but that's not a big danger on that shot. And put it in, and on to rack. First, let's take a look at this 2 ball. This is exactly what I've been working on. Look at this, straight down from the point of the elbow through the tip of the cue. It's all one straight line. That's exactly what I've been working on for the last few days here. And it's making a huge difference. Now my tip does kind of wobble off at the end. I'm still working on my stroke on getting that all straightened out. Okay, so that's 2 consecutive racks. Been a little while since I did that with my stroke being kind of screwed up the way it was. So I'm kind of happy. Speed through the rack and we'll get into the next rack. Okay, here we go. Going for a 3-pack. Good break, make a ball. Okay, so this 1 ball, I can either draw back for the 2 or I can spin down to the end rail and over. I choose to go to the end rail and over because I don't want to run the risk of drawing behind the 8. I really want to hit this 1, come to the end rail, spin over, and be pretty close to against the rail when I get to this 2. Bridge is a little awkward here because of the 2 ball being in the bridge. So I fall about an inch short. I basically get dead straight in. So now I've got a decision here. I can try to roll forward and get a leave on the short side of the 3. I do run a risk there of catching the lip of the side pocket. And I run a lot of risk of not getting the speed exactly right. So I choose to just hit it straight down and stop the cue. Take the harder shot on the 3. Unfortunately, it's a harder shot than I even wanted. So I'm going to hit this with bottom left to try to hold for the 5. And I just miss. And if you saw that, I jumped up. I didn't stay down on the shot and follow through.